There you have the beautiful spring weather in Sweden. I would lie to you if I said that it's warm outside. But I'm not saying it's cold, I'm just saying it's not warm. That's a huge difference in how you use your words and how you think of something. Oh, it's really cold. No, it's not that warm today. Right? But the key here is to move. As long as I move, and as long as sometimes I get some sunbeams on me, I'm a happy camper. If I would lay down on the ground right now, just lay down. Some places the ground is still really, really cold, maybe also frozen. I would be cold in, some minutes. I would start being really annoyed, like bugged by the cold, affected by it, like maybe shivering, and the wind is also cold, so you lay there lay there still on back with cold temperature from the ground cooling you down, and then you would have a wind that blows in your face and body, cooling you down, and you would feel, since you're not moving, that, oh my god, it's a lizard. Do you see it? A lizard, that is the spring sign. My god. Yeah, you would feel that it's only 9 or 10 degrees in the sun, and if you're in the shadow, you're cold. So, and if you lay there too long, you're gonna be so cooled down that it's gonna truly affect how you operate and how you think, because you are now bothered by the cold. The cold is taking over. You start to shiver, you start to close in your body to stay warmer, and you start to stress more, like, oh, I need to get home. Like, maybe you walk fast, but you still walk, you're still cold. So now you're just walking fast and you're cold. That is not the best feeling. And sure, if you know what you're doing and can master your feelings and thoughts a bit, you can recover quite okay from being just cooled down. You can put your arms in your vest, you can have your arms and then you gotta move intentionally, like move to stay warm. And when you do that, you move your arms, you like activate your body, not like running like this. So sure, but it's gonna suck. So my way of dealing with the cold is maybe natural. I think I break no new ground here. I live as a Nordic man on the countryside. I just copy behaviors that I've seen growing up and in other cultures and countries and things that seem to work, and that is step one is to become friend with the cold, and that is like exposing yourself a bit, not having a fucking mountaineering survivalist jacket on you every time it's a bit of snow and some minus. If you do that, You are just chasing feelings of comfort. Oh, I want to be comfort. Yeah, sure, I get it. I get it if you're going to be outside working or doing something. I get it. You don't want to freeze. You don't want to feel discomfort. But what I'm saying to you is that if you expose yourself to the cold thoughtfully all year around, you will become quite resistant. And there's many factors playing into that. I mean, if you're not strong, young and healthy, it's harder. Like one of those each is harder. If you just older people, you freeze more. That's okay. If you're unhealthy, you freeze more. If you're tired, you freeze more. If you've exercised for a long time, maybe you freeze more afterwards. You need to be strong and charged with energy to deal with the cold. You need to have fat and protein to do that. So it's it's not only like, I went out in the cold for 1 minute and then oh wow, this is how, sorry to say it, but this is how city people think. They have these expedition jackets when they sit on the train and walk between the train and the job. They have this, I'm like, hey, are you gonna go to Mount Everest? No, I'm going to my office job. Okay, yeah, sure. But it's trendy to expose yourself to cold, and there's health benefits and your body's like becoming stronger. That is no rocket science. If you have two people next to each other, one of them can sit in an ice bath for 3 minutes, one cannot even stand out in the cold for 20 seconds with a t-shirt. These are two very different people, aren't they? Huh? Aren't they very different people? Come on. Who would you want to have with you in a trench war? It doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter what other qualities they have. If you have someone who can do that in some way, they might be crazy. I'm not saying that. They might be bad people, but they have a strong mind. And if you can steer that strong mind to something constructive, that's good. If you have someone who can't even dip the toe in, it's like, they give up and and that's a man. Come on, brother. You're making a fool out of yourself. Sit home and train in the bathtub, and then you show the world. 2 minutes. Respect regained some of it. But yeah, this is what the samurais did early in the morning after they woke up, some of them. The story tells they stood in this ice cold river, just mind over matter. And of course they got energized, they got healthy. Then they went maybe into the sauna, took a hot bath, sat in front of the fire, ate a meal. Like, it was a ritual. Make you stronger. It works. Of course it works. It's not rocket science. So if you expose yourself to the cold in small doses at a time, chances are that you're going to be quite good at operating, living and functioning in crappy weather with quite little clothes on you. Also, it forces you to really think of what you're wearing, like a vest. Would I want to do this without the vest? No, but I'm heating my hands now. I have my arms close to my body because I'm recording this with one fucking arm out. So maybe change arm is good. The problem is, especially imagine then that you have minus 20 degrees on the winter and you're gonna go out and do something and you get cold and you yeah, then it's hard to get the heat back. That's a problem. Might get hypothermia. Might get lost in the woods. Might get, yeah, dangerous shit. This is why it's so good to have blankets and extra clothes and stuff in the car in the winter, because if you get stuck somewhere and where the road is locked off and you don't have that much gasoline, maybe because you don't have an extra with you or whatever, yeah, the cold can be a real problem. For me now, with the outfit I have jeans and I have boots and I have a good pair of wool socks and t-shirt and a vest. If I would add one piece of clothing to this outfit that I have, if someone told me, now Tommy, you're gonna be in the forest until 9 in the evening when the sun is going down and it's becoming really cold. We don't need to do it so extreme. It doesn't need to be for 2 weeks. Yeah, that would suck. But just for one full day with this clothes, then I would, okay, where's the sun? Where can I have the sun the most? That's my first way of thinking. The sun, I need the sun. And I need to make a small fire, prepare that for later. Can I do that? Do I have a lighter on me? Do I have a knife on me? Do I have, yeah, what do you have on you? Yeah, I would manage that really well, I think, no problem. And I would wait as long as I could to take on the extra piece of clothing. But I would not allow myself to cool down too much. But anyway, if I would add anything to that, to this, to be here now for one day, it would be something that would help me when I'm sitting still, of course. Protect me a bit from the wind, protect me a bit from the rain, but come on, baby blue sky, I wouldn't take a rain jacket. I wouldn't take some super expensive jacket that can take, deal with the cold and the rain. That is cheating. I'm trying to preach something more basic here. If you can only take one more piece of clothing now in the early spring, it's still fucking cold. I mean, some days ago it came snow, you know. I would of course add a flannel shirt or like a wool shirt, flannel. Then I would be 100%. If it has a hoodie, even better. Like a, yeah, workers flannel shirt. Or yeah, like a wool shirt. Then I would be spoiled if I had that. It's oh, how nice! I can lay with this on. It's soft. It's thick. I can lay on the grass, take a nap, and it's like, oh, it's still comfortable. That is nice. That is how you should think about comfort when you pick clothes. You still want to challenge yourself, but they still gonna, you need to appreciate them. That is why also I'm saying, if I have a flannel shirt with me, that's not gonna be on me all the time. I'm using that for when I'm sitting still, or when I'm too cold, or when I'm resting. You need to think like this. If you use it all the time and it becomes wet and sweaty, and because you need to move to stay warm and you need to build shit, you're sitting there, maybe the fire isn't working that well because everything is cold and wet, and you have this wet wool shirt on you. Not so nice. You could have just suffered a bit in the cold with the t-shirt, and you would appreciate it. You get what I'm saying? I have good socks, which is good, so I would dry them because they're a bit sweaty. Wool socks. and good boots. They don't breathe as well, but they're good. But so yeah, is that a lesson in cold and maybe something else? I don't know. Don't make it so fucking comfortable for you. If you make it less comfortable, you need to be creative. Try walking to your job or whatever you're doing with one less piece of clothing than you usually do, and then you work from there. You can have the jacket in the car or in the bus or whatever. You gotta start somewhere. You don't need to. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do some ice bath or swimming in the lake like the city people are doing because it's modern. Oh, I'm the swim master, I have a hat and this, they're just LARPing. But and there's some psychopath who can be in there for 8 minutes. Some IT guy, autistic. Of course, that's a cool guy, but if you just want to get some more health benefits than waking the fuck up from cold water once a week and build yourself up, yeah, you gotta add some fat to your body, you gotta add some muscles, you gotta eat, you gotta sleep, and you gotta just take the cold like a long distance runner. I don't understand how they do that, but I think I do, but it's just, now it sucks, it's cold, I'm freezing, I'm shaking. Okay, move on, it's gonna be better. You can do this. I think it's the same talk as running long, like, oh fuck, I'm tired, my feet is hurting. Yeah, go, move on, soldier. So, yeah. The best way to start playing around with becoming harder to kill to resist the cold is it's quite easy. And even if you live in a hot country, this maybe has more, can give you superpowers if you unlock this. The power from the north, the cold whisper from the north, the cold. Look at the Vikings. It's something in there, brother. Just some people have forgot that. You don't need to buy some fucking cold plunge, you don't need to have ice. If you have a shower, my friend, I hope you do, or if you have a bathtub, or if you know anyone who has that, or if you have a cold lake next to you, just fucking get in there as often as you can. Take a cold shower for 10 seconds. 10 seconds, start there, 5 seconds. Just try to breathe in the chaos. Try to fuck. Your body's gonna go in shock and like tell you you're gonna die. So it's quite like it's quite intense. It is. I still feel that every time, but it just take longer for me to give up, I think, because I still think I'm gonna die. It feels like that, but now I can like, okay, I'm not gonna die. Maybe if I live every 10 minutes and I pass out, I'm gonna die, but not this time. So yeah, do it for 5-10 seconds. If you do it 5 seconds, do it many times. If you do it 10 seconds, do it less times. Just 15 seconds once. 30 seconds could be one session. That's hardcore if you're not used to it. And then you take a hot shower afterwards, so you get this hot cold exposure. It works. People up here in the north have used that as their main like health activity since as long as people can remember, and even further. Sauna and cold. It works. It wakes you up. It renews your cells. It recovers you. It's hard to explain. Like, I got a sauna, and I have now also built like a place for a small plastic bathtub. It costed me not that much. You don't need to have some fucking automated cold 20,000 thing. Just have a fucking bucket, a big bucket, and you have cold water in it. I mean, you can even have a small bucket and sit in it. Just have your dick in it. That's enough. So yeah, I'm gonna start using that more. Especially for the next like fall. The höst, I'm looking forward to playing around with this. Also, you get some natural cold outside when you sit outside. In the middle of the summer, I don't really need that much. You move all day long, you're in the sun, you swim in the lake, like, yeah, you kind of get that, but it's good. And it should be used as like a therapy for the body. And I mean, while you're in the sauna, or having a hot, really, if you have a bathtub, have a really hot, uncomfortably hot bath. That's gonna make you sweat like a pig. I did that when I competed in wrestling to lose weight. You can't imagine how efficient that is. Just insanely hot water, go down there like, that's like sauna. Just don't have 100 degrees maybe, but then you're a boiled pig. But yeah, hot and cold, my God, that has benefits. Jesus Christ. Also make you better to deal with the cold, because then you know that after I expose myself to this cold, fucking ice cold batter, the hot water or the hot sauna or the hot whatever is gonna be my reward. So you connect them together. It's like, first someone stabs you with knives all over your body and you can't breathe. That's the cold. And then you place yourself in hot water or hot sauna. It feels like someone pulls out the knives from your body, but that also hurts. It stings. It's like boom, but it's like, for the first thing you do, it hurts you, it breaks you. The other thing you do, the warm, it kind of melts you together. It heals you again. So they are playing in some. And you also know, like when you go into super cold water or a cold shower, the body thinks you're dying. I'm quite knowledgeable in these things, more than a normal person, I think, because I've been a smoke diver and yeah, athlete, just forest ogre. So you learn these things from you learn it from an early age, but then you really learn it and understand it the older you get. And yeah, I can just say that for me at least, it makes life way better. It makes your body feel way better. It makes you happier. It makes you sleep better. It's make you recover faster. It makes you mentally stronger. It makes you more humble. It makes you more disciplined. It makes you like a better person in general, I would say.